Okay, now we are going to do an exercise. We're going to have from the Lewis structures, we're going to be drawing the line structure. So here is the Lewis structure. So I have these 3 hydrogens attached here. And then I made it long, but okay, hydrogen, that's a carbon. Hydrogen, hydrogen. Here I have double bond to oxygen. And I have hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. So that's the Lewis. And what I'm going to do first to do my line, I'm going to start grouping things so that you can see that easier. CH3, CH3, that's another CH3. Okay, then I notice that I have this here is a carbonyl group, and that carbon is sp2 hybridized. So to make things easier, I'm going to start drawing that. I'm going to focus on that, so to keep my geometry right. So, and that is that group, that right there. And then I know that to this side, I have a metal group, so all I need is this line. I don't need anything else. And to the other side, this is, let's just highlight that. So this dot is this carbon right here. Well, and here it is attached to a metal and another metal, and that's it. So let's redraw it. That's the line structure of that. Okay, so simple. If you group that, and then I'm focusing on the carbon here that is sp2, so that I keep my geometry right. I'm going to do another example of this from the Lewis, going and drawing the line structure. And again, we want to keep the angles of the sp2 carbons and the sp carbon. So I'm going to do this is a bit more difficult. So carbon. And in the Lewis structure, we have all of the bonds, and we have all the lone pairs. So I have in them. This is a bit long to draw. Okay. Notice here I have a triple bond. We need to watch for that. Then I have carbon. I have a double bond. And then I have, that's a metal, right? We learn to recognize a carbon with 3 hydrogens. And here I have another. So we're going to start grouping things as I did before. So here, one CH3, another CH3, right? Here I have a CH2, and then I have, well, this is a CH2 with an OH, but I want you to focus on elements that are important here for the geometry. This section here needs to be linear, because this is a spin and that's a spin. And this carbon and that carbon there are sp2. So now, having done all that, I'm going to start with this part. So, because it's easier. So this is this carbon. I don't need to draw my carbon. I know this needs to be linear. That's why I started that way. So now I have this carbon, and now I can say, go into my zigzag. The carbon here is this, and it is metal, metal. Here, I don't need to draw the hydrogen, so I am going to continue to the other side. This is the CH2, and now here, the carbon, now the CH2, I need to have this linked to an oxygen. That's a CH2, and I have an oxygen. And now I can start doing my zigzag. And this will be CH2, so this one is this. And the final carbon is CH2OH. And that will be my line structure. Just keep this. And finally, all I'm doing is so that you can relate with the elements here. So CH2, what was that? Yeah, that is this. The oxygen, then the other CH2. And this right here, CH2OH, is this. Okay? So SP are this two. sp, sp, and the 2sp2, sp2, sp2, metal, metal. Okay, so that's it. So from the Lewis, start doing your grouping, identify hybridization, and keep in mind the bond angles.